In this video, we'll be exploring the various factors that contribute to the healthiness of milk, including the nutritional content, the production process, and the potential risks of consuming either type of milk. We'll also be looking at the findings of several scientific studies that have compared the two types of milk to determine what is ultimately the best option. But before we dive into the details, let's first define what we mean by fresh milk and UHT milk. Fresh milk, also known as raw milk, is milk that's been pasteurized or homogenized. It's milk that comes straight from the cow and is typically sold within a few days of being produced. On the other hand, UHT milk, or ultra high temperature milk, is milk that's been heated to a high temperature for a brief period of time in order to kill off any potentially harmful bacteria. This process, known as pasteurization, allows the milk to have a longer shelf life and be sold in aseptic packaging. So we really are examining the two extremes of the spectrum here: completely raw, minimally processed milk versus the more highly processed, pasteurized and homogenized UHT milk. I suspect most people will be more familiar with the middle ground option, which is the fresh yet pasteurized and mostly homogenized milk we buy from the fresh section in the supermarket. But we wanted to explore the two extreme ends of the spectrum to really help highlight any key differences in nutritional value and other aspects. The sale of raw milk in the UK and Ireland is restricted to direct-to-consumer sales by the dairy farms themselves, so you won't actually find a raw milk option in regular shops and supermarkets, in the UK at least. So what are the key differences between fresh milk and UHT milk when it comes to their healthiness? One of the main differences is the nutritional content of the two types of milk. Fresh milk is often considered to be more nutritious than UHT milk, as it contains higher levels of certain vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin C, calcium and magnesium. This is because fresh milk has not been subject to the high temperatures of the pasteurization process, which can destroy or degrade some of the nutrients in the milk. However, it's important to note that UHT milk is still a very good source of nutrients, and it can be just as healthy as fresh milk if it's properly fortified with vitamins and minerals during the production process. Some studies have even found that UHT milk can have higher levels of certain nutrients, such as vitamin B12 and riboflavin, compared to fresh milk. Another factor to consider when evaluating the healthiness of milk is the production process. Fresh milk is produced on small, local farms where cows are typically raised in a more natural environment and fed a varied diet. This can lead to milk that's more flavourful and nutrient-rich than milk produced on large industrial farms. On the other hand, UHT milk is typically produced on large-scale dairy farms where cows are often fed a more controlled and standardised diet. While this can lead to a more consistent product, it may also result in milk that's less flavourful and nutrient-dense. Of course, you can offset some of this downside of UHT milk by buying organic UHT milk. In a separate video, we actually explored the difference in nutritional value between organic and non-organic foods, and the takeaway is that micronutrients and antioxidants were, in some cases, significantly higher in organic food. So it's feasible that organic UHT milk contains greater nutrition than non-organic UHT milk. One potential downside of consuming fresh milk is the risk of bacterial contamination. Because it's not been pasteurized, there's a risk that fresh milk may contain harmful bacteria such as E. coli or salmonella, which can cause serious illness. While the risk of bacterial contamination is low, it's still a concern, especially for people with compromised immune systems or certain medical conditions. On the other hand, UHT milk is pasteurized to kill off any potentially harmful bacteria, reducing the risk of bacterial contamination. So what do the scientific studies say about the healthiness of fresh milk versus UHT milk? A systematic review published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition compared the nutrient content of fresh milk and UHT milk and found that fresh milk had higher levels of certain vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C, calcium and magnesium. However, the review also found that UHT milk had higher levels of vitamin B12 and riboflavin, and that both types of milk were similar in terms of their overall nutritional content. Another study published in the Journal of Dairy Science looked at the effect of pasteurization on the immune boosting properties of milk. The study found that fresh milk had higher levels of immunoglobulins, which are proteins that help to strengthen the immune system, compared to UHT milk. However, the study also noted that the difference in immunoglobulin levels between the two types of milk was relatively small, and that both fresh and UHT milk can still provide a range of immune boosting benefits. Another point to consider is the environmental impact of the production of fresh milk versus UHT milk. Fresh milk is often produced on small local farms, which can have a lower environmental impact compared to large-scale dairy farms. This is because small-scale farms typically use fewer resources and have a smaller carbon footprint. On the other hand, UHT milk is often produced on large-scale farms, which can have a larger environmental impact due to energy and resources required to produce and transport the milk. Overall, it's clear that both fresh milk and UHT milk can be healthy options, and the choice ultimately comes down to personal preference and individual circumstances. If you prefer the taste and potential nutritional benefits of fresh milk, it's important to choose a reputable source and handle the milk properly to reduce the risk of bacterial contamination. On the other hand, if you prefer the convenience and longer shelf life of UHT milk, be sure to choose a brand that's properly fortified with vitamins and minerals, and possibly also make it an organic one. In conclusion, fresh milk and UHT milk are both healthy options, with each offering its own unique benefits and potential risks. And whilst fresh milk outperforms UHT milk on some vitamins and minerals, UHT milk does appear to naturally outperform fresh milk on others, particularly in the way of B vitamins. And a fortified organic option should make up for any shortfall on the others. We hope you found this video helpful and that it's helped you to better understand the differences between fresh milk and UHT milk. If you like the content, please go ahead and subscribe by clicking the button below this video. And don't forget to also hit the bell symbol when you do, so you're notified of any new health and wellness videos that we post. Thanks for watching.